What up, guys? Well, let me get on my other thing. What up, I said? What up, guys? I'm gonna wait till my social media. What up, guys? What's going on? I have just asked the Justice Department and the Civil Rights Leader to have everybody at that galleria mall that was in Dallas 2019. Every kid, everybody that was interacting in that mall that decided to lie and be jealous and decide my project not going to work. We also we're going to clear more lies. We're going to ask people in the Galleria Mall to be there. We're going to ask the FBI to get everybody in the courtroom, the FBI to go get every worker, everybody in that they putting people life in danger. Hatred in the streets is going to get there. But God said, I have to do this. I have to. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to talk later. I just don't want people to talk reckless to me while I'm on here. So we just talking right now because there's a lot going on in this mall. So I know some people not gonna understand where I'm coming from on Likey and on Buzzcast and the rest of them. Dallas have lied, and these teenagers and these grown ass men. Some of them, the good people I talk to at the mall, not just them working there, them just being there. The young dudes that want to be rappers, and I talk to them. But I want everybody that was involved that could be in this situation. Thank you. How you doing? I want everybody that's involved. So let me tell you something. It's going to be the FBI job to get the Galleria workers, to get the kids that was in that camera when I was in that mall talking about that project, and people that was in the community, that other kids and other adults decided to lie. All of these things, and you're gonna go to jail anyway. That's the problem with it is. The thing is what it is. It doesn't matter if I'm not here or whatever. They know that you was involved. They know y'all niggas lied to come up in Dallas Mall and Galleria Mall. The DA agent was watching me straight there when I came in the mall. He had his badge on in the Dallas Mall. He was watching me. So I want to tell you something. You're gonna go to jail anyway. So I want to tell you kids and you grown ass men that's lying. I have asked the FBI and the Justice Department and the civil rights leaders to have all of y'all there to confess of your lying and come up. And Beyonce coming for me the second time here. And I think what's going on, I know what's going on, but y'all trying to come up and lie. Hey guys, these are lies that the people in Dallas that was in the mall in 2000. So everything is going to add up. Let me tell you something. The FBI is going to be able to get my picture to the people in the mall. And they already know I was in there. We asking for those people in the mall to be there to cover up Yellow Breeze and everybody's lies. So I'm asking for them to be there in that mall. Look at everybody in the camera, every kid in the camera that decided to lie and come up on me. Boy, I didn't know about it, and you still gonna get what you come because they was watching the whole room. They was in that mall watching when I lost my friend, or them asking about their tax dollars. So I'm not looking at this in a bad way. I'm looking at this kind of in a good way. Dallas, Texas rapper kids, teenagers. I want you to know something. I want you to really know something. Your lies are going to catch up with you in Yellow Breezy. And when I called Yellow Breezy manager, he didn't know who Obama is. You're not going to know who Obama is. You don't know who God is then. You don't know that people that fought for us, that gave us a meaning. Michelle Obama and the rest of them made a big impact, not just about racial, not just about, oh, he's they black and all the rest of those things. It's about what they did when they got up in office. Oh, we had our first black president in office. It's about what they did, and that's what matters. It's about what you do, what matters. Not the oh, we had our first black president in the office. No, it's not about that. It's about what you do and keep the people promise when you get into office. And it's about they did a lot. And you know, I'm not knocking Trump. He created a lot of jobs. Him and that Atlanta Senate room sitting together. He had did a lot to create a job, and I think he had did a lot. So you know, he created jobs with the Atlanta Senate, them sitting together, and him and them sitting together, creating those jobs together. And I think they have did so much. You know, I'm not knocking Trump. I knew what he did. I remember when he was in the office, him and the Atlanta Senate sitting together. So I'm asking everybody to be there in that Dallas. The DA gonna already know that the detective that was there, that was sitting in that mall, since you kids want to lie with the rest of them, let's be there. Let's be there. If you want to lie and do what you do, and yeah, I want to do all of that. No, let's be there. You all gonna pay me. And no, they making the most worse. No, the DA making the worse and want to play a stupid. They want to play a stupid thing. I'm suing every fucking last one of y'all that was in that mall, not the people that did me wrong. You know what I'm saying? They had great conversation with them. I'm sorry, but God said, y'all connect the people that I talked to at the good people I talked to that mall. This had to be done for the truth to be out. Because these kids lying with these dumbass rappers and lying with Yellow Breezy. I'm asking them to be there, and I'm suing the fuck out of them. Everybody that interacted and the good people, I'm sorry, y'all gonna know who y'all are, man. Y'all gonna know who y'all are at the end of the day, and I'm sorry that I had. But when God told Moses, God told Moses to paint the wall with blood and do all of that, God took the spirit out there. When He know those non-believers was gonna be amongst those believers, He know that they're hiding. The people that did me wrong, that lied, that come up, they hide them in y'all. And the people that I talked to that was good, I'm sorry, but this have to be done. And they're gonna try to lie and tell you they ain't do me nothing. And we're gonna expect that because I was communicating, connecting with certain people. And other niggas didn't like that. And other teenagers and grown ass niggas didn't like that. What I was doing in the galleria mall. We asking everybody involved. They already know, so it's not gonna be hard for you to get Dallas government and the Justice Department is not going to be hard for you to get those things. Yellow Breeze, you want to lie, you want to say people, nobody will know about it. You could wish yourself being in jail for life or being put to death. You can wish, however you want to play this. Because if something happened to you, you're going to be put to death. Everybody in that mall. So let me tell you something. Everybody in that Galleria mall, and y'all coming out there in the music industry together, right? Y'all actually coming out there together rapping in Dallas, Texas, right? You kids, you grown, there's some of you people that went against me that's still trying to go against me, like OG Spoon and the rest of those things. So let me tell you what we're gonna do. We already told Beyonce been communicating with me and that pussy ass Yellow Breeze trying to lie. Cause Jay-Z sent Kanye West down here for me. Listen to the song called All Day. All Day was in the mall. Listen to it. Called All Day. Where we from? I'm from New Orleans. Guys, go on that song called All Day by Kanye West and catch that pussy ass nigga Yellow Breeze in his lie and him and his manager. I'm suing Yellow Breeze for 30 million. For 30 millions in damage and Boosie for 30 million in damage and lying. You know, I'm suing them for it. That's $30 million, $30 million for putting me in that situation. And anybody that involving themselves with them and doing music with them and lie, they will be convicted. They will be convicted. I gave the Justice Department enough time. I'm suing him for $30 million for lying with MO3 and them and the rest of them. I'm sorry. They gotta be done. They gotta be done. You didn't have the ideas. You and DJ Envy, y'all didn't have y'all know what y'all did was wrong. So let me tell you, I'm suing you for $30 million, Brucey, and I just sued Yellow Breezy. So it's not that hard for the Justice Department to do this. You are putting everybody's life in danger when these niggas plot and plan. God said we have to strike when the enemy don't want the truth to win. When the enemy don't want the truth to win. And Yellow Breeze and them teaming up, they carrying the street, remember, because they don't want their lies to catch up with them. So they want to team up against God. They want to team up against God and his disciples and everything that we do. And everybody that believes in him, that believes in everything. So let me tell you something. Everybody gonna be in that mall is gonna be involved. And let me tell you, every time I come to that courtroom, the mayor and city hall not involved. Anything that happened to me, the mayor and city hall and them will go to jail. And I'm not to ask for if any side been taken. I want the Texas legislators to go to jail too. I want the Texas legislator. I want the U.S. Supreme Court because it's a politic thing. I want everybody that sits in Governor Abbott's office and that sit with Governor Abbott by that board of God said, we're going to find out who about on my side or not. We're going to find out who on my side. Everybody that sit by Governor Abbott, everybody that sit in that Supreme Court office, the Texas Supreme Court. God said we are going to find out who on our side. You hear me? Hey, how y'all doing? Can we be friends? Yes, we can. Can I get a follow? HUBERTSELERS. I want to talk. God said we had enough. We had enough of the lies. We had enough of the lies. We had enough of the deception. We had enough of these things. Watch out for Monday because these teenagers going to try to attack with hatred. These kids that listen to everybody that don't want to pick up a book and they decide to grown ass men because they don't want to be nothing and they want to be violent and they don't want to take their time to restructure their life. Watch out for their behavior. Watch out because our democracy is more at a threat. Is more at a threat. So let me tell you something. I'm asking for the Supreme Court. God said we got to find out who on our side. I'm asking for everybody from the Texas the network center to come to light. God said we about to find out who on our side or not. Anything happened to me and my family, you will be convicted. You will be convicted. The Texas legislators and the U.S. Senate, everybody that's in Governor Abbott office, that sit behind Governor Abbott, will be convicted. I want them to understand God said we need to figure it out. And we're going to seek out the enemy that don't want me to win, that don't want God to win, don't want America to win. We're going to seek out that where we don't want to win. And they have that phone and they're lying, laughing and lying. So I want to tell you something. And you gonna give me what I deserve. 30 million for damages and terrorism and lying and the community of lying. People want to see it, don't tell me with the dreads. And I'm gonna tell them when I was outside that courthouse. And that little dude under that bridge, he got dreads. He said, you wanna sue us? I can hear him talking. Well, you wanna sue us? He planning to do violence against me. Hatred and lies. We're gonna talk about when I came back from that courtroom the last time I've been from that courtroom. Hatred and lies. No, we're gonna talk about that. He waited right under that bridge for me. So we're gonna tell her civil rights, and we're gonna tell her the Justice Department when I left the courtroom, that nigga under that bridge, or you want to sue us out of punch you. You already said lies and deception. Let me tell you, I'm on a bigger goal here, and I want to tell you something. I was attacking the Social Security thing, and if your God and them can't understand of my fight and understand what I'm fighting here, and you want to listen to yellow breezing and lies in this community, that's on y'all, man. God said I can build without you because I can get my justice from Social Security, McDonald's, and Walmart. I can do this without you, you hear me? I can do this without you, even knowing, you hear me? I can do this without you. Let me make that very clear. God said, tell hip hop, I can do this without you. We can build without you, you hear me? We can build a place for God's children in hip hop. We can do this without you. Anybody that taking lying ass people side that don't believe in God, I don't want to hear it. How do I know them people that's a blood that believe in God? How do I know if I want to join something? How do I know they believe in God and they're not just telling me lies? If I want to be a part of the crew, how do I know they believe in God? They're not saying they believe in God. They're trying to trick me. I don't have no problem with that, but God said you gotta be for me. You gotta be for me. You gotta be for us. You gotta be for America. How do I know blood and Crip that believe in God? How do I know them believing in God? God said you gotta be for me in order for me to be a part of something. You gotta be for America in order to be a part of something. So what makes me want to be a part of the blood blood? Do you believe in God? What makes me want to be part? I don't mind if you believe in God. I don't mind being part of the cause. But you gotta show me that you believe in God. You gotta show me not by your behavior and your team. You have to show me if you for God. I don't mind joining a gang that's for God. I don't mind being part of a blood organization that's for God. Is you for God? Is you for God? I don't mind being a part of nothing, but I gotta know you for me and you for God. God don't know where y'all stand at. America don't know where you stand at. God said, can we be deeper and understanding? I gotta know. God said, I gotta know that you for me. I gotta know that you are for me. God said, I gotta know that you for me. My child has to know that you for me and not against me. God said, don't believe your words. When the time comes, we are going to see. And not be moving forward. People have to show you if they feel you by your action, by their action, the way they carry themselves, the way they do things. They have to show you, they have to show you they for you. They have to show you they for you by their actions, by how they carry their words and carry themselves. So God said, your words and your actions of what you're going to do, it only depend if you for America. You're fighting me. You're willing to hit me. You're willing to lie more. You're willing to team up against me. It's going to depend on it. God say, is you for me or you against me? When I told, God say, how I can destroy a throne. I can destroy it 2 ways, 3 ways. By tornado, by lightning, and by hands of men that I get the power to. God said. Those 3 things that I can do. Those 3 things that I can do. But God said, can we move it? You know why God took the spirit out of Moses' son, Moses' brother's son? Because he knew he was going to be the threat to the empire because of what he was going to teach him. Slavery, teaching these things, and how these things go, teaching these things and how these things be. And God was not having it. When God took the spirit out of people in the village, those people was going to stop them from moving forward. And God couldn't have those things that he was trying to do. He couldn't have those things of what he was trying to do. He understood that greater things was more greater than anything. He couldn't have those things. God needed to understand the price that he was going to pay. But he understood the price. He understood losing. Like he understood these things. God knew one thing, Moses' brother was going to change his mind. He noticed it. Who do you think they ain't changing their mind on this apparition that they teaming up against? Who do you think they ain't changing their mind? God knows that they were going to change their mind. Who do you think they're changing their mind and teaming up with them, Calvin, and teaming up with them? Who do you know they're changing their mind? Look at them together. Let me tell you, I told you, I remember I'm sitting in the mirror, I'm sitting here, I'm the mirror, one of my friends is here, other friend, I'm in the mirror, and my ex-girlfriend is here. And they let words, Sabrina let words affect them when their cousin tell them, oh, who gives a fuck when you think great and you let intimidation happen. You let intimidation stop because you let words affect you. And God said, Hubert, at 14 and 15 years old, when you met me in Carrollton, God said, we can't, and I'm 14 and 15 years old, and I can't be the only one that's strong, having a strong mindset, and the woman that I'm with is not strong. That relationship will not build in it. Your pain caused by intimidation. Your pain is caused by causing care about what other people think. That's your problem. I never cared. And I have always been strong, and you're not the one for me. I want to tell my relationship, you're not the one for me because you ain't strong enough in your mind. You let intimidation happen. You let these, look what happened to us and at that 7-Eleven with that one person, that with that one girl was at the Addison station. Over there at the Addison station by that 7-Eleven before it took out. And that nigga was intimidating her. J.D. Jackson said they got nobody to blame for themselves for their pain. Because you let words affect you. But you know what? God said, you're not the reason for your pain. Keep moving on. You know, one thing I realized when I was working at Carrington and I was working at Newman Smith, and I was going to Newman Smith and I was working at Big Rocks. And my brain didn't match with their brains. I came around Sabina friends in Carrollton. I had money they didn't have when they had the $600, $400. And let me tell you what I would do. I would save my paychecks. I get paid every Friday. My mama and Marilyn, my things are. We need to talk about that city there because every people will have that problem when we mail stuff off and we have to send them twice. We go up there and y'all talk about it. And everybody needs to talk about that in the Social Security to see what they we need to talk about that because I got this Social Security situation really, and I'm dealing with Social Security and I have to deal with this. So we need to talk about that when we're talking about how we mail stuff. And me, let me tell you, when I interact with people, when I interact with some people and I go in that office, and let me tell you about story party. When I go in that office and I interact with people and they having the same problem that we have when we mail checks, but when I hear the conversation from across the hall, my eyes and my body don't always have to be watching them, but I can hear the conversation where with the years I came in and they talked about, oh, we didn't get your Social Security, we didn't get it, we mailed it off, we got to send it back a couple of times. They thought the system didn't take it, the system didn't take this and that. So it's things that we need to address with the senators. It's things that we need to address with the senators about the situation because I want to address those things in the people at the Dallas community, and y'all gotta speak up at the gallery, at the Social Security. Y'all gotta speak up at the Social Security and understand when y'all bring y'all check stubs and y'all mail them or talk about it. You know, one thing we should start Social Security to sign a deal with UPS and that thing. They have to drop those things off. Somebody have to sign for it. Those packages in the mail have to be signed for. Okay, so at the postman office come and all the rest of those things have to be signed for as you send your check stub to Social Security. The mailman must give it to a security guard, and the security guard must sign for it. A worker, because when I looked at U-Haul, I realized when I looked at U-Haul, and I worked with Leroy and Melody and Braden and all the rest of them, and I realized when they was busy and they was too busy doing other things, I used to sign for things. And I used to help my team, my play out, my co-workers out. And I used to sign for hitches and um, stuff to come there. And when they used to be busy doing it, I used to be a team player and all the rest of those things. You know, my relationship with Addison, with my co-workers in Addison, is not those things. And when they come in the morning here, but they'll tell me to go run some water in the bucket water for people playing with trucks. Go look at the street. And sometimes when they put the trucks at the front line in Addison, they had me put the signs, the for rent signs up in the truck. So being a team player and doing other things and just doing more things is more of a team player. You got to be willing to help out in all around. You know what I'm saying? They help out in all rounds. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, the reason why, I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why people in pain, you in pain, you suffer a lot because you know what you see. That become pain. You let intimidation happen. I realized it with Christina one time we was at 7-Eleven. She don't even realize. I think of Marcus before Marcus died, and I think intimidation was going on, me and her. And she looked at him and she let intimidation happen. You can't be a strong woman. You know, she don't want to listen to me, that's her problem. So, that's her problem. I date, let me tell you, I'm gonna talk about me dating online. And I'm dating this girl that was sitting on dating these girl with these kids. And all she just want to be stuck in the house and talk to niggas while we are communicating. You gotta watch out for that bullshit because women got 3 kids and they be trying to talk to you and talking to other niggas on social media. That's why, like, if I'm gonna be in a relationship, we're gonna have to make it a way that we're gonna see each other because that shit didn't work in Dallas. That people are this in that situation. I'm talking to this girl and that she got 3 baby mamas. She got 3 kids, 2 kids. She a black woman, and she's on social media talking to a bunch of niggas, but we ain't meeting. So that can be the difficult thing at those situations. So I asked everybody to be there. We asked everybody, every kid, everybody that was on that thing, everybody that I was interacting with. And it was at that hotel. You find everybody, and we get the truth out. You hear me? You get everybody to be in that hotel or that courtroom, in that courtroom. I don't care how you got to do it. I don't care how you got to do it. You get everybody when I stayed at that hotel. You get cameras. You talk to the people. You get the list. I don't care how you got to do it for the truth to come out. So I'm asking the Justice Department if you got to get the managers, if you got to get anybody at that in-town school in character, anybody that was interacting with me at that hotel and heard me on social media platform, you get everybody in that courtroom. You hear me? You the one that's going everybody in that courtroom. So I want everybody that was at that hotel. You find a way, FBI. You find a way. Yellow breeze in them want to lie. You find a way. Y'all want to kill my life? You find a way. Do you dumb gun me? You find a way. They don't want to answer your God. You find a way. So I want everybody at that in-town suite, everybody that I was interacting with, and the police came and knocked on my door. Everybody in that courtroom, at that in-town suite. People, I know some of them do me wrong, but ask them why I interact with them. So we're gonna ask everybody in that courtroom to be there, okay? See if they want to play. Since you don't want to give me what I deserve and give me what I want, and what I study and I lie, and y'all lied because y'all was lying. I'm asking everybody from that courtroom at that hotel to be in that courtroom in Carrollton, Texas, when you mess with the FBI and just you want to lie, Yellow Breeze and them, and the rest of y'all want to lie. You put this on yourself, even though they already know, even though they already know already. And Yellow Breeze manager sit up there and lie and say, "Who's Obama?" That means that you deny who Obama is, you deny what he did for America. Him and Michelle Obama did. And I tell Michelle Obama, I messaged Michelle Obama, and I told her, Yellow Breezy manager, and like he don't know you. If he don't know you, he don't know God. He don't know God. So let me tell you something. We asked everybody to be in that mall. Either way, let me tell you something. Anything happen to you, either way, you're gonna die in prison. You're gonna be electrocuted, and you will have the death penalty as soon as you convict. All of y'all already. I give you enough time. All of y'all showing y'all motherfucking true colors in Dallas, Texas. And it's Senator Ted and them already know it. So when I messaged the Justice Department, and I'm asking everybody from the Texas legislators involved, if the senators and everybody else, the governor that we involved, if we can come to an agreement, if something happened to me, I want them to be convicted and be prosecuted and die in jail. The electrocute chair for my life. Everybody. Everybody that's involved. You choose to stand with this situation. So God said, we're about to find out who on our side or not. We got to find out who's on America's side, who on truth and honesty side. So let me tell you something. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it because I'm a victim here. I'm the victim. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get everybody that's at that hotel, that was at that Carlton Hotel when I called Yellow Breezy, and that pussy ass manager decided to know me. So, and everybody wanted the violence that they're doing. I called you, you didn't want to answer your phone. We want them in a courtroom. We want them in a courtroom fighting and breaking out their behavior from that hotel. We want to get everybody that's in that courtroom, everybody that was at that hotel suite when I was in Carrollton, Texas, in Town Street. We get everybody that went into the hotel. We tell them to get everybody. You get everybody. You hear me? You hear me? You want to lie and take something that didn't belong to you and terrorize me and come up? Let's get it. So let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to tell the FBI we want everybody in that courtroom at that hotel. Up, down, bottom. I don't care if they didn't do nothing. They know, but some of the black people that was coming in there was looking at me from the balcony. They was looking at me. I want everybody that was at that in-town street when I called DJ Envy, when I called Yellow Breezy, pussy ass manager, and fights from breaking out. And the police came and knocked on my door. How willing to keep lying? God said, how willing you keeping and willing to keep lying, Yellow Breezy, and the rest of y'all? You making it worse on yourself. Just because they got this political, I want y'all to listen to what Trump said he didn't do nothing. I was doing this for us. I want y'all to listen. Don't mind the arguments. You think the arguments? But let me tell you, they're gonna know when to come together. Obama and the rest of them, and Joe Biden and everybody, and Trump and everybody, and the senators, they're gonna know when to come together. Every senator from every state, the governor and everybody from every state, they're gonna know when to come. They know about it too. The guy that stepped down, I want y'all to pay attention to something. I wish he didn't step down. The governor of New York that stepped down for 6 years, Jesse, I want you to go in there what that thing was going on, what the virus thing was going on. When he said some leaders be by themselves, he talked about relationship. The preacher that said on the CNN, he said my care is a gift from God. I want you to say something. I want you to catch up because you laughing. This guy laughing, but he don't know nothing. Catch what's going on at CNN. Catch what's going on at CNN. Catch what's going on at CNN. I want you to catch what's going on. You really been catching what's going on? The news was watching. I need y'all to pay attention to the election. When one person said on the news, they said I got anger issues, in 2018 run for president. Let me tell you what's going on in y'all is buffoonery. Wasn't talking about the president throwing punchline. I want y'all to catch on to Pastor Vic's guys. I want you to catch on to this yellow bruises. They've been watching me the whole time. But some of the newscasts said when one door closed, another door closed. I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention to those things. If you really think you know everything. When down in the say nobody cared, blah, 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 blah. I want you to catch on to what down in the say. I want you to do that. Let me tell you something. You talking about having a track, nigga. Y'all need to talk about women in a track. Y'all just want y'all women to sell dope and sell their ass and do all this. Let me tell you, I'm gonna have them in their books. Each home gonna have a computer. We're gonna buy something from Best Buy. We're gonna do all of that. Each home gonna have a computer. You're gonna go to school. You don't have to be on campus. You're gonna go to school. You're gonna get an education at school. They don't know how to run no motherfucking track. They don't know how to keep their running strong. You get an education to smarten yourself up more. But you know when people told me outside that hotel, that one black guy that told me outside that hotel, you gotta everybody else, we don't talk to Jessica Party. We want everybody. He said everybody gotta you gotta don't work everybody's not gonna want to go to distance you and put in the work at that hotel. So we got to send everybody to be at that hotel that was at that entire suite. And y'all was buffooning yourself. And y'all was buffooning yourself. This is a one-sided situation. And hear both sides before you can leave yellow bruising me. And me doing my artwork, I got some, I was in Dallas story, talking to Dallas story. And one thing I was hearing that um, um, I just wasn't talking about my problems and what was going on. And he heard my problems, but I was also hearing his arts and crafts. When I was talking about my phone data, I had a chance to listen to him, this third employee that do arts and crafts. And me just to sit up there and just not hear about my problems and just listen to him. That was more important. That was more important. I want everybody to know the Wendy's I gave you. I want everybody to know Wendy's I gave you. And we're going to talk about everything. We want everybody to know that the truth going to come out. God said the truth is going to come out. And if they don't, and when something happens to you, they're going to be put to death. We're going to have a lot of people put to death. My life matters, motherfucker. My family life matters. They're telling how they looking at me. Let these thieves be looking because everybody, they know who they are. So let me tell you something. I rather marry Taylor Swift before I marry somebody in this damn city. You hear me? I'd rather be with Taylor Swift than marry somebody in this city that's getting manipulated by niggas. You hear me? That listening to lies and don't care and pick up a damn book. I'd rather marry somebody that's already educated and know about the industry. I don't want to be with this shit. I'm being honest with you. I'm like, nigga, I'm keeping it real, nigga. I'd rather marry Taylor Swift than be in this fucking shit, this shit we're in, you know? God said I'd rather marry Taylor Swift than be with this bullshit ass shit, man. You don't want to be with that shit, man. We are all love, either gay or not gay. We are all love. But let me tell you, I love my women, and I love my woman. We are all love. See, I like to marry Taylor Swift and marry somebody that's getting manipulated in the city. Women don't know and listen to other niggas that don't want to pick up a book. And nigga, you know what they told me that in Dallas County? I was in Dallas. Don't believe everything you believe in putting in the book. One dude gonna talk about he getting them to turn on me, and I don't like it. Let's talk about what was said in Judge Kennedy program when I was trying. We're gonna talk about when I gave them knowledge and what that guy said. Let's talk about it, right? Because it's about manipulation, right? They say you be trust to know who you are in this life. I know who I am. And I still haven't get, don't lose yourself in this situation. And I haven't lost myself. I have memory and I have those things. And listen to her story. So let me tell you something. I'm gonna ask the FBI to have everybody in that motherfucking courtroom. God said, everybody in that courtroom from that hotel, from that mall, we gonna beat it out you. God said we gonna take everybody to court. So when I'm messaging the FBI, I said y'all niggas wanna lie, and the DA don't wanna bring nobody to court, and they keep blowing me off. Let me tell you, I gotta speak up for myself. My attorney broke my trust. My state attorney broke my trust. So this for this, when I have to do things myself, to do things in those format, because the two ladies from IPS, I remember seeing the call with them, and the two ladies told me, Hubert, I've been around and I told the Justice Department, I want you to work in IPS, because if I wouldn't listen to them, the bricks would run over me. I like the other state attorney, Judge Kennedy behavior. They did a action when I got threatened in that call. Her action, she gonna pay a bigger price as a judge. She gonna wish she never did her action as a judge. God said, you gonna pay that price. God said, Judge Kennedy, you gonna pay that price. You gonna pay that price, Judge Kennedy, for your decision to put me in there with the rest of them. And we're gonna talk about when I was in there, you know why I was in there. And you put me in there and you know why I was in there. And that's not right. And then y'all complain and everybody says he don't want to be involved. I'm not that when I want to be involved. I want people to tell the truth. I want honesty. Then we can work together. If honesty not being given out to me, understand it. I have to give me first. You ain't giving me. So God said we're gonna keep our distance. The lie is gonna try to do stuff. God said you can run with the mask all you want. Senator Ted, and right now they're having people looking at you, watching you dumbass niggas on G screen, watching you. So when the time comes, God said tell you teenagers and your kids, when the time comes, you will be put to death. You hear me? God said I don't want to hear any format of that. I don't want you crying it out to your mama when you get that death penalty. Your 14th Amendment will be taken away from you because you decide to involve yourself and listen to others. Your 14th Amendment will be taken. Why do you think Nick Cannon came here? I'm going to tell you why you think Nick Cannon, we're going to tell the Justice Department, why you think Nick Cannon came to Dallas? I told him about an idea I had for wilding out. Why do you think Nick Cannon came here? Why you think Shaq come in for NBA and I did for NBA in the Women's League? Oh, we've been communicating on Twitter, the Twitter league with the Women's League. The NFL, I came with good ideas for the NFL. Imagine we have young broadcasters, young fans. on that football field with all the broadcasters, and they interviewing every player on the team. Every player is valuable, and we deserve to have young kids that's fans that's sitting up there with the broadcast, that's sitting up there interviewing the NFL players. Let's get every team that's a fan of a team, to be on that field broadcasting in the NFL network. Teenagers that want to be involved in NFL network, not just because when we on the field, they just interviewing one player or one quarterback or one person on the field. These the NFL network, the kids will be more involved on the field. They would be more involved, like the Cowboys. If the Cowboys wanted to do this, and they wanted to have Cowboys fans with girls and boys on there, and teenagers interviewing the Cowboys right there, and being more involved in having a set of the news set, having NFL cameras, and they're interviewing their favorite player. Who's your favorite player on the Cowboys team? Who's your favorite player on the Cowboys team? So kids and teenagers will be able to get there on the field, and we interviewing every player. Every player is valuable. Every player is valuable on the team. Interviewing a player. They all have a position to play to hold it down. Yeah, they get cut at the end. They get cut, but those ones that stayed on the team, they get interviewed. The whole team. Shit, I rather did Taylor Swift. I rather marry Taylor Swift than marry, the beautiful motherfuckers that get manipulated, and that's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. I'm just being honest with you. You saying good. I'm just being honest with you. We are all love. Let me tell you, you would never, you would never kill what's inside. You would never kill what's inside. I hear this guy talk about health. I know my body, and I know I can go the distance. One day, one of my friends was taking me, and I said, I'm not doing that shit because I know my holy body. I know my body. I can take it, but I refuse not to do it. I want my body to stay pure. I want my body to not do it. I seen the person that I got to know is stolen die off that shit. I said, I value my life too much to do that shit, man. My life, you don't put stuff in your body like that, man. You just, don't know how your body can hold things. But I know my body, but I refuse to take it. I respect my body. Man, I can drink and do all of those things, but that's taking it too far, man. And I told him no. You know what I'm saying? An old friend that I'm talking about, I told him no. You know what I'm saying? I said, no, I don't know my body. I know my body, but I'm not taking it somewhere where I have respect for my body. I gotta be open and I gotta be this and that. You know what I'm saying? I rather did Taylor Swift than deal with this bullshit, man. I could go somewhere else and be with somebody, and then people gonna say you're a joke. I say I can't be a joke. Like if I can dream about having somebody powerful, you can have it. So let me tell you something. When I tell the FBI and the Justice Department, when I tell the FBI and the Justice Department, I want everybody from that hotel. It's your job. The guard said it's your job to get it done. Your DA, your prosecutors accusing me. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get to the bottom of the situation. So everybody that's going on, let's get to the bottom of it. So we want everybody from that malll and from that. We want everybody. So that's what we're gonna do. In town suite, I want everybody in that courtroom that was at that hotel. God said it's your job. You want to accuse me and lie, and you don't want to take responsibility for y'all involvement down in the Texas rapper community, and y'all want to be racist and I'm gonna file a civil rights complaint when I make this complaint. After I talk to that, no, it's your problem. No, they already know already. But I'm telling them what I want because my lawyer ain't doing her job. Every time I come to her, she blow me off. My state attorney's got a fucking problem. And I'm not about to have that. Last time she was tunting and doing all of that shit, and we about to have that. Do what you do. But we gonna let my civil rights complaint. We gonna let my civil rights complaint fix those things. I'd rather marry Taylor Swift than date something like that's controlled in the city. That control. That listening to dumbass music. I will stay single until I find that one. You hear me? You hear me? Hey, I'm not lying to you shit. I don't deal with that shit, man. DJ Khaled said on Facebook, if you find what you want, you find what you want. Would you be happy? Yeah, I'd be happy because I would love and obey and stay love. I know the spirit. I got on my TikTok video where I got two rings at on my liking, on my liking video. And y'all go on my liking, y'all see my work, and I got two rings on there, and I got other accounts. And if I those two rings, I want to a relationship that the spiritual side is open. Because if the spiritual side is open, and I'm able to see in the spirit, I won't cross that line. I'm able to see in the spirit, I won't cross that line. You know what I'm saying? I won't cross that line. That spiritual side, I'm able to see the spirit. I don't care the seduce. I don't care about your ass. I don't care about anything. I know the seduce. I know the temper. I know about those things. And it takes a real man to understand those things to stay loyal to his wife when he see the spirit of others that seduce and see the seduction in the marriage. Loyalty is understand by understanding the spiritual side. It doesn't matter if you heard it, doesn't matter really. Understand loyalty, understanding the spiritual side of it. That's where loyalty is at. Understanding the spiritual side of the Holy Spirit. You know, that she see the spirit and she out in the world and she see the spirit and I see the spirit. I don't care where I'm at, I'm still loyal. And plus we would talk and FaceTime each other and just to keep in contact with each other. I seen when Carter B Offset and them was off on the thing. Carter B was in the studio and Carter B was on there. I remember Rick saying one time, if we ever do a show, Rick said one time to me, and he see you and Serena on there talking to each other. And I'm not dealing with that situation no more. And we're gonna put everybody on social media and tell them, let I love you, baby. I remember Rick sitting in the house while we doing music, and Ricky was like, said, "Oh, you do that while we in the rap. When we in the rap thing," and Ricky was like, "Oh, we're gonna show everybody how you and Sabrina." I was like, hold up. I looked at it and I laughed at Ricky for saying it at that time. I remember me and Demir at one time we recording, and me and Demir sitting up there laughing at because Ricky said, "Don't look at don't you look at my ass while I'm trying to record." I said, "Hold up." The number one, me and Demir was laughing because your ass got hosey about it. And we were trying to record, man. It's hard to take you serious while your ass got hosey. I was like, Rick, I said, it's hard to take your ass serious Me and Demir started dying laughing. We were sitting on the bed, Amir's bed, and we started dying laughing. Me and Demir started dying laughing while he was recording, and he got holes in his pockets. Me and Demir can I said, it's hard for us to get to your ass. And you doing those things. Nigga, anybody tell you to not wear that, you should wear a different pair of boxes. You should wear a different pair of boxes, man. And I was like, hold up, we was laughing our ass off. Me and the man sitting on that bed that day. And he was like, Ricky had the spin card speaker in there. And we were like, hold up, hold up. We were like, I was like, that was a funny moment for me and Demir like that. We were like, really? I said, Rick, it's hard for you because I, so nigga want to concentrate and watch you record. You got like on next Friday, on the second next Friday, right? That shit on the back of your ass that you should put newspaper on that side. I was like, hold up, hold up. I'm like, what the fuck going on? That was the most funniest day, bro. You know, I got on Young Hot and Nick Mills when me and Mills and them used to stay in the studio. We used to study Young Hot and Nick Mills. And we used to study and we just studying and just see how they just do things on the streets and how they just move in a different way and how Mick Mills attack freestyles and how he do things of those things. When our government don't listen, that can be a big problem. Where time in life can be a big problem. Where time in life, because we seen the thing where that polarize our attention in the world because the government want to stall. The government want to stall, and they want to stall. So you put everybody's life in danger because in a society where that's at, because you got people that have hatred that don't want to see other people start showing love to each other and seeing each other be successful. That can be the biggest problem that we have of the society because understanding those matters like when we when we wait for our government to make that decision, when we go through the justice, when we go through the court system, I like to be at danger because the enemy is trying to win. And they will talk, see how Boosie is talking to people. See what Bruce is doing. And see what Bruce and Yellow Breezy and all the rest of them doing in this situation. See how they doing. And that can put pressure on me to contact when other people are putting pressure on you. You're not getting me to bend to confess anything. You're not getting me to confess of anything. You're not getting me to confess of anything. So you just get me to fight for more of what's mine. The more you street niggas and you lying ass niggas put pressure on me and Boosie sit up there and lie, you just making me you just making me fight for more. So you're not asking me putting pressure on me to fold and take a charge. You're pushing me to ask me fight for more justice, fight for more for this right. The more you sit up there and lie, the more the DEA and the prosecutor and the more the rap industry and the more Yellow Breezy and Trap Boy Freddie and these kids attack me, you embrace me. You put more power in my hands by keep lying and keep being dishonest. You put more pressure in my hands by doing those things. So in those format, you're not at the rap industry, not this, oh man, he gonna take the charge, he gonna be scared, and he gonna take this. Ben, no, you're pushing me. You pushing me to go against everything. God said you pushing God, you pushing America to stand fight. But I see how this Amber Goddard situation is with this witness, he got killed behind me. But my situation is different. Everybody else is gonna go to jail and be involved because they know. And OG people were like the government is gonna be against me. No, this is one person I have a problem with. The Mary A. Johnson City Hall members that did me wrong. And the rest of them that sit up there and watch with the Dallas Carrollton police. So, and we also want to talk about before I started, they put me on a pick pedestal, and I feel like whoever's doing this is really, when after I made that complaint against McDonald's, that racial complaint against McDonald's, the DA came and looked at me. I watched their facial expression after I came back to the courtroom and I started messaging the Attorney General of Texas about the racial complaint of McDonald's and Browns. I saw the DEA with their facial expression. Some of them looked disturbed and not happy and looked at me. So me in the courtroom watching the facial expression of the DEA and watching after I made my complaint with the Attorney General and after I took that step to make my complaint with the Attorney General, I saw how the DEA agents was looking at me. And it's about the face movement. It's about the facial expression movement of the DEA agent after I made a racial complaint against them, against McDonald's, because my lawyer won't listen to me, and how they looked at me in those facial expressions. It's about catching on to the. I'm not just looking at the body, I'm looking at the facial expression, the mouth. But the thing is, the same thing with Brooks. I'm looking at the mouth when I'm coming out the courtroom. I'm watching her mouth, I'm watching her lips move. And you're paying attention to the mouth. When you're sitting down on the seat, you're paying attention to the mouth. You're watching the lips move. And when your eyes are focused on them, and you just don't have to be focused on them like that, you can sit down and watch them walk past and hear what they say and watch their lips move on the side of the face. And that can be the most things of what things is. Like I told the guy with the black guy from Judge Kennedy courtroom, I told him when he threatened him, we're gonna get you. Catch him looking at my people. You looking at him when he's threatening to incarcerate me because they was taunting. When I was in Judge Kennedy courtroom, that people intimidating on me. This Mexican lady that was in the front, she was intimidating me. So the way she was looking, intimidation with attitude, the way they was looking at it in spirit, it was more of an understanding. Look at it when I was in Judge. The moment I stepped in Judge Kennedy courtroom, look at the Mexican, look at the people from how they was intimidating. Look at the spirit they had of them. The facial expression. It's the same when I was working at Walmart and I'm in the deli and I'm talking to I'm saying I'm not talking to nobody and I'm watching Jessica employees at 2996 and I'm standing over here and the customer stand by me and I said out loud, they should think before they hire people. And Marsh Lane, they should think before they hire people. And and the lady said, "You right," because we was able to see the spirit behavior of jealousy coming from Jessica employees. That new employee that Jessica hired, he was jealous. That Mexican guy, he was laughing. He had jealousy in his spirit. J.R. Ryder said something. I'm a Dipset fan. He said to you, jealousy, envy, nigga, I'm flying right past you, bumping my music. If J.R. Ryder could talk about the Holy Spirit of what we see, I mean, let me tell you something. Lil Boosie can say what he wants. But if I'm on live me and I'm communicating with people on live me, and I've been networking for a lot, and we talk about spiritual side, and I'm communicating with people from live me, and I've been networking, and I've been communicating with people from live me, and I've been networking. Those understanding were much more understanding. Those things were much more understanding. I mean, like the spiritual side was being taught. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with James. And you look in the deli, and I told him, look at me in the deli talking to a customer and see James. See how I interact, and I'm about to tell Doug Manila, Xavier, your manager Xavier, was at another store. Look at this other manager, this white manager with the glasses at 2996, roll his eyes. When I saw him at another store in Dallas. When I saw him at another store in Dallas, he rolled his eyes like a girl. He rolled his eyes like a girl. That's jealousy. That's jealousy, man. That's insecurity. Y'all was insecurity when I was on the clock and you insecurity now. So we're gonna tell Doug Miller, we're gonna tell the Justice Department. There's a worker named Xavier. He was a manager. And I want you to look at the camera of the other store that I worked at, at a store that I went to, and you want to know him and watch the man, watch me interact with him, and watch how he roll his eyes at me. Watch the spiritual behavior. It's about the spiritual side. Now I told my doctor, she said, why am I faith in God? I don't really have to be on medicine, but what's scaring me the most that you're not giving me a chance to grow. We know we have chance and power, we got work every day, but this system don't work like that. This system don't work as it seems. It don't work like that. Society don't work like that. The people that got challenging problem that don't get an education, they have to suffer. This guy that I work with at Walmart, he has a sarcastic thing. He's an unloader. His personality, he used to complain about he don't get it. He know how to drive, but he used to put himself down. And I used to tell him every time he come in, he's an unloader, but he got a level of personality issues. And he's been with that company for years at 2996. And he know where everything goes at in the back. But he tell himself every day he won't find nobody. He won't find nobody. He won't find nobody. And when we sit up in McDonald's and me and him talk and we talk about Marvel, we sit in the movies and we talk about what movies that come out. And we sit in McDonald's and we do these things. And this is where Doug Miller was behaving himself when he had somebody in those things. And when Walmart gonna see me interacting with another Walmart, Justice Department is gonna see me interacting with another Walmart employee in that McDonald's and we connect them. And we connect them. So I want them to look at me, the connection I have with people. And when I was reading books at Marsh Lane, And one black guy came up to me and he said, Hubert, how you, and right in Walmart, how you like the book in Marsh Lane? You know what I'm saying? He said, I said, it's a good book. You know what I'm saying? It was a good book. And all the rest of those things. But I also told I told the Justice Department when I was in the deli, Jessica, I was telling them about my ideas to the employees and to my ideas with the employees. And Jessica, I was talking about how I was going to go back to doing music, and I was showing them the album cover that I made, Mirza made for me as a label that I was signed to, Get Your Weight Up. And Mirza made this cover for me, and I was showing him this cover situation, showing the employees when I was in Delhi that I was going back to Delhi and I was on social media. And it's gonna add up. And when I told them what social media I was on, I was at that Walmart and all of that was going on. So all of those things was going on in that format. So and I told them about the website I was on, the app I was on. So it automatically tells you if I'm calling Walmart and I told them if I'm calling Walmart in 2019 and I got their number in my phone, right? It tells you on all the social media, if you got any business, it tells you, do you want your phone contacts to connect with your social media? It tells you with your email, your Instagram, if you want your Facebook contacts to connect. Everybody know that on Facebook that you're connected to this app. So when I'm calling Walmart, Walmart corporate office was on my phone and they stole my van idea. It tells you that on social media. It tells you that. It tells you that. So Jessica was on my TikTok watching me. She was on TikTok watching me. She did TikTok ads. So these are these formats, and she did these things. But as people corporate office, they got computers sitting by them. So if everybody in my phone contacts, and if I got Walmart, I got W Miller number and the CEO numbers in my phone, and they tell you, do you want your phone contacts to connect with your social media? Everybody on your phone contacts will know that you're on social media. It tells you when you get on, like it tells you on any app that you get on, do anything. I'm on my tablet, right? Do you want your email contacts to connect? You want your Facebook? It tells you these things with those things. It tells you those things. And I had to tell the Justice Department those things. The Manila them was watching you. So, it's the truth. People want you to make up your mind. They want you to make up your mind and want to stall because they're in a political feud. And all of these things, um, you know, um, and all of these things, and all of these things that are going on. J.B. Jackson told me what hip hop was going to do. Team up. Marvel told me what y'all was going to do. So while we making movies and we doing this in Marvel, and everybody been communicating with me, hip hop won't have me. Since they want to be racist in Texas and Dallas and the rest of them, they won't have me. I could be somewhere on a film production doing stuff with Marvel and doing stuff with that while y'all lie. I don't like God say you don't have to have you kids that want to do all of those things. You don't have to do that. You gang members and all the rest of y'all. I don't have to have nothing to do with you. I can be watching. I can be sitting up there with Taylor Swift or one of them, And they could be teaching me how to do things under their leadership. So what's the sense for all of that stuff? You think I'm worried about that Dallas rapper? And I don't have to be in hip hop. And I know how to catch on by myself. I know how to do many things by myself. I don't need to be holding like a baby because when I really want to put my mind to something, I will get it. So hip hop don't want to have me. If y'all want to sit up there and believe everything that the people said, if y'all want to believe everything that everybody else said in this map, believe those things. I'm busy right now. I'm sorry, big homie. We'll talk later. You like somebody I know. I gotta watch who I talk to. Some people be talking reckless. This lady playing like she look like Lil Wayne. And Lil Wayne is not even, she in Walmart. She a fake imitator. And people actually believe in that shit and giving her numbers. They actually believe in that shit. But they really want to. And look at that bus when people wanted to fuck Lil Wayne and they shut up the bus. You know, they mad at Wayne like, I'm the hottest in this shit. Wayne got off the tour bus. He got off the tour bus. They think, I want to fuck Lil Wayne. And they say, no, 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 no. You fuck Lil Wayne. And they shot up Wayne tour bus. If I was Wayne out there looking at bitches on that tour bus, fuck all that bitch. You want me, bitch? I'm going to give you me, bitch. One night only, like Wayne said, one night only, one night only, one night only, one night only. Hold up. If I was Wayne, bitch, you get one night only with me. You get one night only with me. If you want a good job, give it to you. You get one night only. I would like, well, Wayne, bitch, you want to come on the tour bus? Look, we want you to come, but you get one night only with me. You want to fuck it on low end? I could told him to come on the tour, but Wayne would be like, hold up. I could told him to come on the tour, but I would have been like, hold up, Wayne, hold up, Wayne. Wayne, look, you was kind, Wayne, you was a massive, look. Like on, you ever saw Marlon and Wayne putting on the paper that scary movie with Marlon and Wayne? Y'all ever saw that shit, bro? No, I could told him to come on the tour bus, do shit. You know, I would tell you that I'm not like a Wayne was different. If I was in that situation, 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 but Lil Wayne is big. You can't actually. Wayne is Wayne. I'm not Wayne. Wayne is him. That's Wayne. Wayne is in his own spirit, and nobody can competition with Wayne in his own spirit. His spirit is unique. His spirit is unique, and nobody can ever competition with that spirit. I can't even competition with that. I better sit myself down if you think you want to have a competition. And when God is with him, that's the most thing. He put God first between everything on his song. And Jimmy Jackson said time to go someone, but I have to look out for my view. That's the most thing with that though. Put them in the house on good. So um that's the thing with those things in those situations where we are being more creative at. So why I made my complaint and I caught on to the spiritual behavior of the DEA after, and they gonna lie. God said, "Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me." After I made that complaint against Walmart, racial complaint against Walmart, against McDonald's, and against McDonald's, you do. God said, "Don't you lie to me." God said, "Don't you lie." And I saw y'all fake y'all DEA and facial expression when I come up with it. Don't you lie to me, DEA agent in 2019 after I made that complaint. After I got out, and y'all didn't want to listen to me. So we're going to tell the Justice Department, I know your facial expression. After I made my complaint when I walked in the courtroom, the DEA spirit and facial expression. God said, be honest. Be honest about the behavior. And I'm going to file a discriminatory complaint. But no, God said, you can change your mind, but I got a 14-year. And that matters the most. Against the Justice Department, against any one of them, that matters the most. The laws that Abraham Lincoln wrote, that we all treated as equal in the 14th Amendment, and nobody should be treated bad or lied on the spiritual side of other people should be. He didn't say those matters, but I'm just saying the spiritual side should not be played with. And I think the DEA played with my spirit. And I think everybody in that courtroom played with my spirit. And we're going to talk about this. We've got many things to write. And we're going to talk about this stuff. We're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about after I made my complaint against Whataburger and Browns and made my complaint against Browns and McDonald's, the DA agent facial expression. The guard said, don't test my faith and put me in jail because of my faith, because you don't believe. And I'm going to tell the Justice Department to tell the state of Texas, and that's for the Justice Department, because you don't believe in me. And where they want to lie, and I saw their spiritual side. So the DA want to play this game with God. Want to play this game with God. Let's play this game with you at war with God, right? But if you kill me, you kill America. You kill everything that we stand for on the grounds of the holy ground. Storm. I like your thing. I like that. I like how you got that storm tech on here. I like your title. I think your title is amazing on here. Storm tech. I like the clouds on there. Yeah, I'ma follow you. I like your title. I really like your title, man. I really like that title. It reminds me of the work that I'm doing on TikTok. If you go to my TikTok at Hubert HUBERTS 31, and you get to see the tornadoes and this, go see my work on TikTok at Hubert HUBERTS 31. Go see it. You would love it, guys. Yes, Hubert Sellers, this type of Hubert Seller, Baby Legend, Hubert Jr., HUBERTSELLERS, Baby Legend, Hubert Jr., this type of other things you'll find. Baby Legend, this type of those things. But I like your thing. Hey, Stone Tech, please go see my work. Please. I like your title, and I like the way you have your thing, and I like the way those things is. Bro, if you see my work on there, You won't regret it. It reminds me of my work. If you know what I'm saying. If you go on that, you will see it. You know what I'm saying. So it reminds me of my work. And you're gonna see some of my work here. I got the liberty. I got all of these things with those situations, and all of these things in those situations. So watch him do those things and how things work in an amazing way. So watch how things work in that amazing way. So I like just go see my work, please, guys. Go see my work, and you won't regret it. My videos, you know something from my work, I get better and better at it, and I love my craft. And other people might don't like my craft, but they might tease it. But you know what Regina Carter said? People mad. She told me she threw the punchline. People mad because they have not found their rhythm yet, and they rhythm. And I think she threw the punchline. The rain dog, the shout out to her. You've been having money, but that's your dad. Your dad. People mad because people want to say something. People mad because they not in that situation this year, and that's a gift to be Lil Wayne dog. That's a gift to be a part of Wayne's world and how his sense. And people mad because they not in that position to have those things as you have, and that causes jealousy. And Reginald called. I want her to know something. That called jealousy in those things. Yes. So get money styled the way Hubert Sellers, um, um, Hubert Jr., just type in everything. Just type in, get them in. I got so many TikToks, Instagrams. Just type in those things. Hubert, just type in all of those things. So those things are what we are doing. We are doing it in a big way. So guys, I want to tell you, after we tell this DEA agent that they caught him alive, after I made my complaint, God said, don't you question me when I saw your facial expression. Don't question my faith when I believe in God. So we're going to talk about that after I made my complaint and the DA, the detectives looking at me the wrong way. After I made my complaint and I came in there. No, yeah, y'all want to take me to jail? You gonna give me my motherfucking justice, state of Texas Justice Department? Y'all want to listen to racism lies? I want 30 million from their damage. 30 million for damage of racism shows. 30 million from their damage. You already dropped the case, but it ain't that no. We still going through. God said, we going through one case. That means we going through everything. We still. It doesn't matter if you drop one case. That means that the government still able to um, carry this on. That means both of the cases still involved. God said that means that because you drop one case and keeping that other, that means when we fight for something that's greater, we get two justice. And let me tell you what I told people in Bronx when they set me up. It's the spirit behavior, God said. Something wasn't right when I was in line, and the customer was acting weird, and the employer was acting weird. And I suffered something right, and I was being attacked by the community. Something wasn't right. And those things wasn't right. And those format. So I'm in the line getting water, and I'm like, hold it, hold it. And I'm trying to get me some water. But I saw what's going on because I'm thirsty because the police just told me to leave and go somewhere else. And I'm in there getting water, and and they acting some type of way. I'm already in a bad position. I'm already in a bad position already for what the rap industry doing. And I said, hold up, something that wasn't right about that too. So I put myself in that situation and saved my life because of dumb motherfuckers and it was surrendering. And I hope that girl to know that I'm sorry and much love to her. And I hope her mom understands the situation. Somebody need to tell that person, mom, the truth of their involvement with everybody in the community, rap community. Tell what's the truth of what's going on. And the DEA and the Justice Department hold it the truth to tell the community the truth of Yellow Breeze and them and the rest of them lies. Even when I sat on the ground, what the police saw when I was on the ground, I saw my enemy terrorizing me. This black girl looking at me in handcuffs. She walked past me in the court. And then when I was in 2019, and I felt the spirit that she was one of, her spirit was felt. In 2019, I was like, hold up, God trying to tell me she was one of the girls that caused me those problems, that terrorized me, that wanted to believe Yellow Breezy, wanted to believe Trap Boy Freddy, and still believe in them because they dominate me and have problems. And I'm like, hold up. You know, I was talking to the security guard, and he was like, when he was taking me, and I told him, if I knew telling the truth, telling the truth would get me in trouble, would get me in jail, I would have just told her lie. Said, you should have told her lie. I'm like, damn, because telling the truth is getting me in jail. Like the security guard with the glasses, me and him communicated in 2019, and he was like, I missed a guy named Ricky, so when I was in a medical team, I was like, the security guard named Ricky, and Ross, that was his name, Ross. His name was Ross, I think. And I missed him, and I was like, oh yeah. And it's a Redmond guy that he always told me to thank, and I miss him. And I'm like, why he's not ready? Why this? And he's always telling me when I say, because me and him had to understand each other. When we first in the medical team, we didn't get along. But when we started the more we, as a security guard, the more he started coming there and we started to connect, we started to light up to each other. We started to connect with each other more. And I think, and I miss him. I asked him when I was in Dallas County, and I asked the security guard last year. We saw Ricky, we saw, I asked him about a couple of people that were just good to me, you know. And other security guard that was there, I recognized him because he checked up on me. And when he came to put me in there, he came to put me in there. And I remember him coming in there when I was getting treated bad from the other security guards. And he came to make sure I had a hot shower. He made sure I had everything that I needed. And I hold up, let me listen to him because this guy, this security guard, actually, he actually came in there and I watched him and everything. And he made sure I had a soap. And the security guards they were treating me bad. But he came and made sure I had a hot shower. He watched me, and I recognized his face, and I was like, let me, actually, I know I need medical treatment. And then I recognized him, and I sat down, and I was like, hold up. He's one of the guys that was being kind, that was actually being kind to me when I was up in 2019, and I was like, hold up. Let me just listen to him right fast and understand, listen to him. And when the security guards came with the SWAT team, he changed position. And when he came up in there, and I was like, all right, I understand. And I sat down and I listened to him because he helped me out. He came in there, and I remember him, the mustache guy, the security guard. And I remember him when I was getting treated bad, and I had a hot towel, and they was watching, and they made sure everything was good. So I want to thank them when the other security guards were treating me bad. So I want to thank him for that. And I listened to him because I listened to him and he helped me out. So I want to thank him. So it wasn't that hard for me to listen to him because He was one of the good guys that helped me out in 2019. So it wasn't that hard for me to just listen to him and understand him when he came down there and try to throw me back in there. And one of the guys came and said, be patient, you're going to get in there. So I recognize him. So, and I want to tell him thank you. He don't even know that I watched him in 2019 when I was having a crisis and the security guards were shooting me back. Thank you. I want to thank him. He don't even know. And I'm going to tell the Justice Department, tell one of those SWAT teams, the guy with the mustache, thank you. Thank you very much. Because when I was being treated bad, you came to make sure I had a hot time. And I saw you looking after me and make sure I had the things that I need. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you gotta, because some security guard they abuse and do all of that, but you have to tell. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department that guy in the SWAT team, tell him thank you because I remember him. He must have changed position or something because you are. I do know faces. And when I worked at Walmart, my old employees when I was 15 and 16 years old came in there from Big Lots. He's a big guy. And I said, you don't even remember me? You remember when I was a kid and you used to work at Big Lots when I was a kid? And he looked at me. You remember? And I recognized him. And he didn't know at first. I said, I had to remind him of the business that he worked at and the other side of Carrollton. So it was not that hard for him to understand me. So those was the things, yes. Nigga, hey, come on, man. Come on. Hey, you don't have to say all those things. Come on. This is my favorite. Awesome. How you doing? Pleased to know you. Pleased to know you. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How everybody 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 doing? You know, hey, this one person said, who are you and who are Obama? And I told Obama, the Yellow Breezy manager said that, right? I told the Justice Department that he's saying he don't know who God is, right? Yellow Breezy manager, right? Who Obama? So you don't know who God is. When you saying you don't know who Obama is, you don't know who God is. You don't believe in honesty and truth. Yellow Breezy manager. Hey, y'all was right here when I called him. Y'all was right here when I called him. And he don't. And I told the Justice Department, Yellow Breezy them taking me for a joke. His manager taking me for a joke. He taking me for a joke, Justice Department. But they the one that threatened me in 2019. All that shit gonna catch up with you. Listen to Yellow Breezy in the video. Listen to me. He know who I was. Listen to that video. All that shit gonna catch up with you. He playing dumb with racism. Racism. They gonna play like they don't know God too. Yellow Breezy gonna play like he don't know God and he don't know America. Listen to a video. All that talking will catch up with you. He know who I am. Listen, listen. That's not good. Don't be sarcastic. He know I am. Hey, I know sarcastic. You're being sarcastic right now. And let me tell you, you're pissing me off. I know sarcastic. Let me tell you, when I wanted more love and affection from my girlfriend, I've been in my relationship, I would say sarcastic. Okay. And I know they love me, but I would piss them off even more. And I think Sabrina got and the rest of my relationship with Dallas. Sometimes we will say stuff to our girlfriends because we want more of their affection. We want more of their love. And I did that with Sabrina and I did that with so many relationships. I would piss them off because I want more of their affection. I want more of their love. I'm giving that. I want more of your love and your affection. You know, and sometimes women do stuff for attention. Sometimes we do stuff to get our woman attention. Men, we do stuff to get our girlfriend attention and ways that we would say stuff. And I think I took it a little too far. I'm getting older than not to say those things and not to say shit piss them off. And the, when every time I used to say those things on the phone to her, I used to be happy because I feel like I'm being really loved by her when she was so like when I was like when she was in the room, like I want all her attention. I ain't want nobody like you get to that point like when Birdman in the little room one said I just want to like I stuck to it like I wanted all of her attention. Like, okay, I'm gonna do anything to get Sabine attention. I'm gonna keep her eyes on me. I'm just gonna say anything like I'm just gonna say anything in that matter to just get her attention, like to keep her attention on me. And I used to just say things and take it too far. You know, I was just like just want her attention more. Didn't want to pay attention. I didn't want her to pay attention to nobody else. I didn't want her to pay attention to nobody else. She talking to other people. I like, nah, I'm in love with her, and I'm like, oh, like, I'm gonna keep my attention on us. And I took it a little too far most of the time. I understand those things. I took it a little too far, and I understand those things. Me being too damn sarcastic and want too much affection from her, and want too much love from her, and I push those things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The God told me, you know what I'm saying? Every time I miss her more, my heart used to drip love, and my heart used to drip, and I used to hardly can't get up out of bed, and I put my hand on the wall and I said, "Hold up, God, you know, we gotta keep moving forward." And I hardly can't get up, and my heart is dripping, I'm dying. I feel like my heart is dying, it's tripping and tripping. I hear the heart leaking. I hear the heart leaking. And me missing Sabine is a moment's thing, but every time her spirit was on my soul, and all of these things, and I used to just say, this is Diamond cousin, and I used to say, God, I gotta keep moving. There's a reason why we can't be together. There's a reason. God said, maybe I find something else. Maybe I find true powerful love. Maybe even though I love her and I wish it would be more, but the heart is dripping. And you see my work on TikTok, Get Money Stop Away at hubersellers.com, and go to my Facebook, and you see my work with the heart. And the heart is dripping. I got a picture of the heart is dripping. That's love when you hardly can't get up out your bed and your heart is dripping. That don't mean you want to take it out of. She wants to be left alone. I'm gonna leave her alone for good. I don't want her back, and she don't want me back, and I want to leave her alone for good. So understanding that love can happen in mysterious ways. That when you can't hardly get up and your heart is dripping out. And you ever heard of imprinting the heart dripping? You're doing all of these things in these formats. And that was how Sabina made me feel when I miss someone. I tried to fight and fight. And all of these things, but me and her mom, I don't want people to get into argument because, I know I had to gain trust. I didn't want to, me and Sabina had a time to have sex in Mirza's house. And I wanted to, I didn't feel comfortable because I wanted to gain Sabina mom of trust and their trust. And I just didn't want to do it. I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait. We talked about having kids, and I wanted to wait. And I wanted to gain their trust more. And that was my thing was with me and and why I was acting because I wanted to gain their trust in my life. And I remember Sabina dad told me, "What's your attention?" And I said, "I understand. I love her and I want to be with her. But I understand what I have to do to just gain that trust more. And I understand what I had to do, and we had a chance to have sex tonight, but I said, we sat on each other's lap, kissed each other, and we did all of those things. But this is my story. And Sabrina didn't want to hear me out. This is my story. And 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 I wanted to be the right moment because I'm still trying to gain it. Come on, we got plenty of time to be more than we can ever be. The problem I had with Major up in Carrollton, Texas, and me and LaDonna got into an argument about I didn't fight for a relationship. When Sabrina was gone, he told me that something that he had something, and then he told me to leave when Sabrina was here. And why I didn't say nothing? It's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard when I'm getting accused of that. If you don't know, if I was at school and I was doing all of this, going to your little cousin's elementary school and going to your Patrick middle school, elementary school. I went to summer school in the summer. I don't even know when I didn't go to school. When I wasn't hanging out with you, I was at Newman Smith High School, hanging out with Miss Chastity, all the rest of those things. Even now, I wasn't there no more. Miss Chastity, you know what Miss Chastity, Miss Lynn always told me, no matter what, if you need me, come in. Miss Lynn at Newman Smith, no matter what, they always told me that. Everybody at Newman Smith, no matter what, no matter what time, what place, whatever, I don't care if you're out of school. And as long as I'm here, you can come in. And God said, and these are the words that are coming from my Newman Smith teachers. Because they understand that my life, and they understand to keep me out of trouble, to keep me in those things. And I remember me and Mr. Charlie, we used to play Connect Four and Checkers, and we used to play games together after school at Norman Smith High School. I remember Mr. Pouncey gave me a CD player for just helping out and being part of stuff after school. And my teacher hosted this program where she got middle schools and other schools coming, and she watching. Norman Smith got 2 gyms. And one of my classrooms right by the gyms, and this middle school kid coming over there. And he comes over there, and and me and him would take our bikes, and we go off to Norman Smith, and we hang. And me and him, as long as his mama got my number and he got his number, and we go and hang out, we riding around in bikes. This is a true story. Time has changed. And other people don't know me in this community like other people know me. And like Tavani and everybody else know me. And everybody else knows me. So it's hard for this community to know me and everybody else to know me. When I've been on Quickview, I've been in Carrollton, and I told the police I have to file a civil rights complaint. Because right now, I told the police yesterday, I have to file a complaint because of Dallas making up lies in the rap industry. I'm not holding my phone. They asked me what my situation, even though it's not true. It's not what it seems. It's not what it seems. I didn't want to tell them everything else was going on. Everything else was going on. I hate that I had food on my clothes because my son had me cooking. They want to think I'm a homeless person. No, but my son had me cooking. I'm like, hold up. I had to get in it. I was a hot mess, stuffing on me. He put on his glove. And I was telling him my son had me cooking pancakes and doing all these things. So you see how I got food on me. He had me in the kitchen cooking. So I look a mess because my son had me in the kitchen. He wanted pancakes, he wanted eggs, he wanted all this stuff. I got all this stuff on me. I look a hot mess on my clothes because my son had me in the kitchen cooking and doing all these things. So so in these format. So it's not what you think it is. They know something. It's not what you think it is. So I was able to tell that lady I didn't get into details. It's not what you think it is. But the Justice Department gonna be held accountable for it. Not the Justice Department. The doctors put me in that situation, and they not don't want to be responsible for their actions. They want to lie their way up. And I'm gonna have to. You put my dose without me too high, without me knowing. You have to let me know when you hire my dose like that. I'm gonna say it in a nice manner because that's not right to hire my dose without me knowing, and that's too drowsy. So when I go to Dr. Monday and I call them, and it's so much corruption going on. And I know Metro Care is run by the state of Texas. And with that stuff that happened with the Attorney General and the law, I don't trust Metro Care. I don't trust it. You know what I'm saying? And the Attorney General and the mayor already showed me that they can't be trusted. And you got those things. You already showed me. And Metro Care is under you. And you mad because I had my own doctors. And that's the problem. Like, you mad because I had my own doctor. And that was the problem. They can control me to come to their doctors. And I was comfortable with my doctors. And that caused a problem for Judge Kennedy and the rest of them. No, I don't need your doctor. I'm comfortable with my doctor. And your IPS worker making them up. And this lady going to act like she's scared. And you the one that's telling me things and questioning me of who I talk to. All right, I was trying to tell you in the car, people throwing punchlines at me. Person don't happen. She wanted to hear her conversation. She wanted to hear her conversation. That IPS worker didn't want to hear nobody else but hers. And she gave me a call and I like you scared after he made threats and your worker made threats against me. I know what it seemed like. Nobody don't know what was said in that call. Nobody don't know what was said in that call. And I be like, damn, Steve didn't do it. The two girls didn't do it, but the other IPS worker did. Nobody know what words that were said in that damn call. So the DA don't know, and Judge Kennedy lying ass. And let me tell you something. I'm starting to catch on to something. After that tried to break my mindset, and she asked if I'm okay. And that looked mighty suspicious, Judge Kennedy. That looked mighty suspicious, Judge Kennedy. After what your state attorneys did, tried to break the mindset of intimidation with that. Look at Senator Ted. Watch the video of Senator Ted. He's looking around the room and one person rolled her eye. Look at those format of Senator Ted and the state attorney. And I'm gonna tell you, and I thought I said that because Senator Ted, he watching his surroundings. Why would you play with me like that and do me wrong like that? And put me up in that situation? And Judge Kennedy, you're looking suspect as a judge. Because after your state attorney did what they did, you asked me if I was okay. And then you put me up in a bad situation. God said, one out of two, you're in cahoots with each other. You're in cahoots with each other. Hey, I'm gonna let the system do it. You're in cahoots with each other. Or whatever that is mighty suspicious that you smiled in my face while you asked me that question, Judge Kennedy. That looked mighty suspicious that you smiled in my face after that happened. And you had your mouth open. That don't seem like Judge Kennedy. God said it does not seem like Judge Kennedy. It does not seem like. My mama tell me you putting everybody in your business. The mayor put everybody in your business. That Texas Attorney General, when he decided to ask where his tax dollars at. Racism in these businesses. Can't learn how to accept us. It seems like hip hop, black culture and hip hop, can't learn how to accept our children either. The businesses of Texas don't know how to accept us. I could sue Walmart for $30 million damages. Live. You know why I won that case? How that case was dropped? Because that girl gave me eye contact and what was saved up in that badge. She wanted to get the number. Let's talk about how that McDonald case was dropped. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how that McDonald case was dropped. Let's talk about it, society. She looked me straight in my eyes. And then she talked about it like she wanted to. Okay, let's get to know each other. Let's talk about the deception that's going on in this format. Let's talk about the deception that's going on. So let's talk about those in those net. Justice Department, let's talk about the deception. We also going to talk about the deception from your DEA. So let me tell you something. After I make it to plaintiff, it won't be that hard for you to give me my justice. 30 million from McDonald's Corporation for damages. I want all of it. That's a lot of damage. Every time and it's worth it because every time when I was in this, for number one, we're going to talk about when we was in there and she was interviewing somebody and she was talking bad about me in that interview when I'm eating my lunch. The other employee. And we're going to talk about you don't do that as an employee while you interviewing somebody on the floor of McDonald's. You don't interview somebody while you and talk bad about that customer while you're in the interview. You making it bad for the next customer, the next person. You showing bad leadership on the next person. You making bad leadership on the next person. That is good to do those things. It's good to what that is. It's good to talk bad about your customer in that interview. And we're gonna ask why I'm interviewing this, and we're gonna talk about that with the Justice Department. And we're gonna talk about you don't talk bad about a customer while he's eating at your McDonald's while you're interviewing somebody. And that's the one thing you don't do because that's you're gonna make it think when that employee get on there, that's I see my manager talking bad about this customer. Let's do it. That's bad customer service. That's bad. And then you don't do those type of things. So the way they handle the situation, and I called the situation out for what it is. I always wanted to be a lawyer when I was a little kid. So this is perfect time. I used to go to school in the West Bank with my lawyer and my DFW, and my mom used to tell me, why you at that lawyer book, boy? You know how you used to be cops and robbers and all that. My son and immigrants, they be playing flight attendant. They be playing flight attendant. They be playing for like they're a flight attendant. My little niece, my brother's daughter, and then they be acting like they dressing up as a flight attendant. And I said, what y'all going? They got these suitcases walking around the house, and my son, they be want to be a flight attendant. My little niece and my son, they get packing their bags, they act like they flight attendants. I'm like, what the hell, bro? You want to be a flight attendant? You want to be a something? What's going on? My school's a flight attendant. I'm like, what? I was like, what? I was like, hold up. I was like blushing. I said, they really want to be a flight attendant, right? They just getting ready for work and all of this and that. And I'm like, really? So that's something when you see your kids, they want to be cops and robbers and want to play cops. My little niece put me in the corner and give me a ticket. I said, you got a ticket? I said, hold up. You giving me a ticket? These kids might want to be a lawyer. They might want to be a police officer. They might want to be a judge. They might want to be these things in these formats. All the rest of these things in these formats. You know what I'm saying? So those things we are talking about in those formats. And I know we're talking about different topics. I know we're talking about different topics. And another thing I want to tell Dallas rappers, me and Sabina had an argument about Mama had an argument said it's not time for us to be together. And I didn't agree on that. I waited for 2 months. I didn't agree on that. That was the last argument we had, me and Marissa mine. I want these rap industry to know something. If you want to know, Marissa, it won't be for me, Sabina. We won't have a music scene. So I want you to know the arguments that me and Sabina, mom, and dad have. No, I'm tired of waiting on you. I'm tired, you know. And I try to tell Marissa, I wanted to tell him more that her little brother told me to leave. I tried to fight for a connection. I tried. How do you gonna try to tell me that I didn't try? And that's the argument that me and Marissa had. That I didn't try. I went on my Facebook, MySpace and Facebook. I tried so many times. I had tried and I stayed even when I was told to leave. Even when he was gone and bothering me with the told to leave. I tried. What you want me to do? And Mary was like, Sabina know what was said while she was going to bother me. And I said, and he wanted to control something because jealousy and what he wanted to get out of me. And married her. And I saw that he ain't no friend. He ain't no friend. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no friend. He ain't no friend. And like I was like, but we had an argument that I didn't try. Why did I say I tried? I even tried to stay in a house you felt uncomfortable. You making yourself feel uncomfortable. Even if I give you a little conversation and tell you, hey, how you doing? But that wasn't good enough for you. And another thing, you hurt you. I didn't hurt you. Oh, you and your cousin and your friends talking. I don't like the way y'all act towards each other. And we see how people murder their cousins, sisters, they in relationships, murder their brothers, these guys murder their daughters and all the rest of that, and they don't love them and do all the rest of those things and all of that stuff. And we see that. And I used to hear from Demir and the rest of them, I don't like the way y'all you and Sabrina act towards each other. All right, you don't like the way we care for each other, we love each other. And it hurted me to see her cry. And that memory is stuck in my head. Like when you love someone, I wanted to wipe that tear in her eyes because her cousins and everybody, I don't like the way y'all act towards each other. And our friends and all the rest of them. And I just wanted to kiss every tear when I made her cry. And that's something I have to suffer with. That's something I have to take to my grave. That someone I love, it hurts. And I want to kiss every tear from her. And that P. Diddy song, I Need a Girl. I didn't appreciate it, so I cried for it. And let me tell you something. I knew this was going to happen. And Sabina told me not to get it, but let me tell you something. She told me to wait, but I knew this was going to happen. So I know this was going to play out in the room because me and her had a song by Lil Wayne. We used to play, we communicate off a song in music. And this song that this is for the haters. And Cora and the rest of them try to get close to me. And I said, and they got Mac Man and Lil Wayne on it. My girlfriend buried him. And we used to play that song. We used to look at each other. The thing is, with that situation, it hurted me to see you cry. I didn't meant for you to hurt. But if your cousins and your friends say, I don't like the way you act, you want me to treat you bad? Because a relationship is built on treating somebody right. It's doing these things. Not by, oh, you act too nice, you act too kind. In my other relationship, you too nice, you too this and that. Y'all women want to be choked. I was in an open relationship, and a woman told me, nigga talking about choke me, do this and that. I'm like, hold y'all doing too much. We wanted to choke you, we wanted to bang me, push me. I said, hold on for a second. I'm in this open relationship. I'm having threesomes, I'm in this situation. And I'm like, hold up, and I'm doing all of these things. And I'm like, you want me to choke? I said, shit, man. Pull your hair, do all these things. I'm like, y'all doing too much, man. I really, I'm like, nigga, you're doing too much, man. I'm like, you're doing too much. Then she wanted to do something. I said, okay. This is about participating, right? Okay. We at the hotel participating, right? It's about participating, right? So I said, fuck it, if it's about participating, all right, I'm with that participating. So we did it at the hotel and we participated. So I'm not with all the other things. It's about participation, right? So I said, I'm at the hotel in town suites having a threesome, and I'm like, she just coming to chill with me. Now that I didn't pay no money, I didn't do none of that. And we just had a threesome. And then I'm like, she just coming to chill with me because it's about participation, right? So, people, when you love someone, you want someone, I'm not with all of those things. I would close myself off because I'm loyal to a relationship. I'm loyal to that relationship. And people don't get the best of me. And people trying to get close to me. And I remember having to pushing Chris Clark's sister off me when she sat in my lap. And I hope she won't take me with respect. I wanted to be loyal. And it's not about what Sabina said. I don't care. I'm telling this is my story. This is my story. And I don't care if she don't listen. I tried and I don't care anymore. It's not about you. This is my story. And I refuse to let you or your friends or you bring me down. This is my story, Sabina. I want Marissa to hear me. This is my story. This is my story. It's not about you, Sabina. I want her to hear me because I know these Dallas niggas go tell Sabina, go tell Marissa like I did on Facebook, right? Gospel and lie, right? This is my story. And I don't care if you confuse and mix up my words, anything. Because that dumbass nigga Marissa believe anything that come out the horse's mouth. That Facebook thing. That girl that's coming on Facebook, that's a model, a black model. He lied to me. That's a black model. And she up there, and then he gonna tell me, oh, I don't know what you believe in on those streets. But this girl that's from Dallas, I see y'all on Facebook communicating with each other. And you gonna say you down for me? I don't know what you be hearing on the streets. And look at the Facebook. It's a model black woman that was getting paid by a nigga or bitch. Was getting paid. And I'm like, hold up, you lying to me? You lying to me? Don't try to play me. Ain't tried to play me, man. I'm like, hold up. You stand lying and told me I'm with you and I support you. And all the rest of those things, and you lying. You lying to me. And this black girl getting to you on Facebook from Dallas, Texas on Facebook, the person I do music with. No, God said, you think it's over? You think this fight is over? But the street niggas don't want to answer to God. Yellow Breezy don't want to answer to God. I don't need them to change their mind on to me. I don't need the Justice Department to change their mind on me. Because God said, after they make their decision and they sit up there and stall and do what they do, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? And when you as a Justice Department, and I'm gonna tell you, after you make your decision, you can lie your way out there. After you make your decision, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I don't have to be in the music industry. I'm leaving after you make your decision. Because you waste your time and make your, I'm leaving. I'm getting my passport and I'm about to be in a house in Paris. I'm leaving after you make your decision. I'm not dealing with this bullshit. and you wasting you stalling and you doing what you, I'm leaving. Our government will give the enemy time. We seen with the you giving the enemy time, and we're gonna tell the Justice Department that you giving the enemy time by you. We see look at the Amber Garbage situation. Look at the other situation that's going on with cases and how Boosie them playing and the gang members playing. Look at that situation. Look how those things are being played. And you giving them time to act and be vicious. You giving them time. So you need to be held accountable for your actions. Because when you give somebody time and you delay and you wait and you do all of this, you put other people's life in danger. And the Justice Department don't know that. You put that person that's fighting for something that's greater, you putting that person life in danger. When you stall and you as a DA keep coming back, you keep coming back. This message, I want everybody in that thing. We're gonna ask everybody, FBI, it's your job to find everybody at that hotel. You get the letters, you get everything. You find everybody that's at that hotel. And you talk to everybody, but God said, we're gonna come with the truth. When I call DJ, they be talking about it. Obama and them already know. But let's get the everybody at that hotel. We want everybody that's at that hotel. It's your job, FBI and DEA, to get everybody. You go find a list and get every name. But let me tell you, God said they're gonna try to tell them not to speak. God said they're gonna try to scare people, to terrify people, and tell them not to speak. God said, I expect that from you. I expect you to do that. But God said, I'm gonna win anyway. America is gonna win anyway. God said when you go when a DA wanna waste their time and lie and just not listen to me, and they didn't want to hear everything. See, I'm giving up pieces of the conversation, but you don't want to hear everything as a state attorney. You don't want to hear everything that's going on. So let me tell you something. We're going to tell the Justice Department and the FBI, when you go find, even though Obama and Ben know about it, we're going to tell them, look, get everybody at that hotel. But God said, look here, people are going to try to shut people up from talking. People are going to try to shut hatred and lies. They're going to try to shut people up from talking. And God said, be prepared, Justice Department. Be prepared, Dallas Justice Department. Where gang members and hatred and lies will try to silence other people from talking. You know what human race can do. I could everybody that was at that mall to be there in that courtroom, that was at that galleria mall. It's gonna come to light. I'm asking everybody to be at that galleria mall to be there. I'm asking everybody to be at that hotel to be there. But they probably scared them, right? You probably scared them to tell them not to do nothing, right? You probably tell them to be silent, right? So when we tell the Justice Department, you're gonna silence everybody at that hotel, and they're not gonna want to speak about what they know because of your lies and your deception and your bullying and what y'all doing in Dallas, right? That's why Obama. That's why let me say, I forgot. I got so caught up in this TV and the trip and all that. So God said this. You're gonna continue lying. Beyonce coming here for a reason. Just because they're not with me does not mean nothing. But you're gonna continue to lie. The streets want to take advantage. You know what they said in Dallas County? And I'm gonna tell them, But this guy said, if you give it to him, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take it from him. Boy, you a hatred motherfucker. Let's talk about it. I'm going to take it from him. Let's talk about what was said in Dallas County. We're going to talk about that. I thought I said, let's talk about what these dumb hatred black motherfuckers and why I don't interact with people and the hatred they got. They already lied to a guy from New Orleans. He like he wanted to be involved and write his name in the ballot, but he talking about doing something when he get out. And you know what? I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not fucking with you. You on that grind, you on that grind and shit. Y'all was on that canal and shit in Dallas County Jail. I put my name on that Bible. Some of them was cool. I didn't have a problem with everybody else. But I didn't like it when I was sitting in a group and people started judging me, and I wasn't. That's the main thing when I was sitting in that group, chilling with everybody. I see you judging it. What you think you see, you need to hold your insanity together. Because the spirit is confusion. God is not trying to let you understand me and what my keeping it really means. He's confusing you. So even though I heard them throwing sides and I'm in a group and they said, you judging us in a group, and I'm sitting with them and I'm not judging them and I'm not doing, we're going to talk about that when I was after I got out of Judge Kidney program, and I sit there and I sit there and I'm not the slick little word that said, and those net. I'm not judging you. I'm listening and I observe it. When somebody's up there that want to pay attention and that's listening to what y'all have to say, and we read the Bible verse and we listen to what y'all have to say, I'm intrigued because I'm catching on to y'all, but I'm also catching on to the Bible verse that y'all read. And when they got me on the chosen room on that app, and they got me on the chosen room in Dallas County, I was no more worried about the words. I was worried about how the spirit moved in the chosen app. They need to put more season on there. Everybody get tired of watching that one season. We need to tell them to put more season on the chosen app. Everybody got tired of watching it, and y'all got 3 seasons on there. We need to tell them to put more episodes on the chosen app in Dallas County for everybody. That shit, we had to watch it only, and I only got 1 season. But out here, y'all got 2, 3. I need to update stuff on it. So I was more about the spiritual thing in the chosen, how they image the picture of the spirit and the body motion, the craft of the set, the craft of everybody, what they treat me more, the craft, the willing to everybody's craft, everybody's spirit side. The words didn't mean nothing, but you more in the character. You're focusing on the character spirit. You're focusing on the character spirit and the intelligence of that character. The way the film director on the chosen you you're on those things and those things that you're doing. And I was focusing on the spirit, the lady that was with the grave standing on the chosen there, and how she just God always know that she was the one that you believed in me when he didn't have faith. And I just think me watching that chosen have to have a big understanding. And I was watching Lakewood and that, but I don't think Lakewood was up to date on all stuff and everybody. But Jordan Victoria was doing punchlines on TV. But Kanye West was in there. And those things. So after I made my complaint, I'm going to tell the Attorney General, tell the Justice Department. After I made my complaint to the Attorney General from the Justice Department, after I made my complaint and I came in the courtroom to the Attorney General in Texas office, the DA was looking at me some type of way when I came in the courtroom in 2019. After I made my racial complaint against them, your DA agents. So God said, don't you lie to me And when I caught the spirit, and I'm playing with the devil, but God said this honesty haven't been given. Honesty haven't been given here. Honesty has not been given by the DA, AGM, and the rest of them. So they didn't want to listen to me, and they can tell when I made that. God said, when you made that complaint, the DA and the prosecutor, the DA wanted to act an ass, and I saw it in the facial expression. God saw it in the facial expression, but they causing this on themselves. So we're gonna tell the Justice Department this situation. After I made the complaint, your Attorney General, the DEA looked at me some type of way. After I started making the complaints against the Attorney General, looked when I complained to the Attorney General of Texas, he started looking at me. The DA started looking at me some type of way. So everything is going to add up like it's supposed to add up. I'll see y'all later.